long-tailed cat in a room full of rocks. I told Steve, I said, oh Lord, I don't know why I'm so nervous. I know every one of you people. And I love every one of you.
Big difference when you're up there, sister.
Amen. If we'll all stand, turn in your Bibles to Genesis 32, verse 24. And there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. And when he saw that he had prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was at a joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. Sister Rhonda, would you please pray over this message?
Lord, we come before you. We know how long we've been doing lessons to us, Lord. Thank you for another opportunity to be in this house, God, to hear your word, prayers, God. We so that we food for ourselves, and Lord, help us, God, as we go day by day, Lord. Just anoint Sister Mary like she brings the word tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Y'all have a seat. I guess it was about 2 months ago. God showed me a line, and I began talking to Steve about it. And I could see a line, and up to that, I seen people, they would walk up to that line, and they would stay for a little bit, and then they would go away. And then I would see them come back up again, and they would go away. And I seen, it wasn't just one person, it was several people. And I began asking Steve, I don't understand, what does this mean? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I started questioning God, what does this mean? I don't understand. God started showing me that's my people. They'll come up to that line. And I want you to picture that there's a line right here. And there's a line right here. This is where everybody knows, this is where our answer's at. And God showed me that his people will come up here and will stay for just a short time. And then we go back to our pews. We struggle, we fight, we go through things every day. We'll come up, we'll stay for a little bit, and we'll go back. It's like we get to that place, and then we give up and we go back. So, okay, God, well, you didn't give me my answer today, so I'll go back, I'll wait. So I started really praying about this. God, I don't understand. God, please don't let this be me. God, let me go in there and get everything that I need. Don't let me walk away. And then Brother Jamie asked me, what was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess, I don't remember when he asked me. And I just said, okay. And God started speaking to me. He said, that's what I'm showing you. And I pray that I can bring this across to you and deliver what I feel like God has given me tonight. I've tried to study this, and I have studied it very in depth. And it's like every time I go to study it, all I can do is cry. And I don't understand why. It's like I just go to cry, and I say, God, please help me. Because y'all know I do not call myself a preacher. But I feel like there's something that I feel like God has laid on my heart that I want to deliver to you tonight. And that chapter that in Genesis 32 that we read, if you know the story of Jacob, and I won't say we all know, but if you know the story of Jacob, he went in and he fell in love with Rachel. And his father-in-law tricked him, and he married Leah. And then he had to work another 7 years to get Rachel. Jacob's name means deceiver. Jacob's name means liar. Jacob's name means somebody who is going to manipulate anybody that he comes in contact with. So here's Jacob. He's out here. His father-in-law, he's tired of living there, so he wants to go and he wants to live. He said, I tricked my brother from out of his birthright. And I tricked my father. I pretended to have the hairy arms, or whichever way it was. And he said, I tricked my father, and I stole my brother's birthright. But I'm tired of living with my father-in-law. I think I'm going to go back to my brother's house. So what does he do? He takes everything that he's got, and he heads toward Esau. On his way there, he knows what he's done to his brother. He knows. And he says, he's going to kill me. I just know it. But I can't stay here with my father. I've done tricked him. I've done manipulated. I've lied. I've done all these things wrong. I'm going to go to my brother's house. So Jacob and his crew, a bunch of people, were headed to Esau. On his way there, he's out there in this wilderness. He sends Leah one way, and he sends Rachel another way, and he's left alone out there all by himself. Well, along comes an angel, and he fought with that angel all night long. Jacob said, I know I love God, and I know that my life has not been what it's supposed to be, but I want to serve him. So as him and that angel are fighting all night long, they wrestled, and they wrestled. And that angel finally told him, he said, let me go. Let me go. And Jacob said, I will not let you go until you bless me. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to wrestle with you all night long, if that's what it takes for me to get my blessing. So what Jacob was saying was, I'm here at that line, and I'm not backing off. How many times have we been at that place where we said, God, I need a blessing. God, I'm in this trial. I'm in this struggle. I'm in this battle. And it seems like no matter what I do, I'm defeated or I'm discouraged. How many times have we grabbed a hold and we took that word and we hid off in our closet somewhere and we held on to it with everything that we had? And we said, God, I'm not stopping. I'm going to pray. I'm going to fast. I'm going to get a hold of these altars, and I'm going to stay right here until you bless me, until you give me what I need to make it through this trial. Unfortunately, more often than not, we come up here, we pray for 4 or 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then what do? We say, well, nobody else is here, so I'm going to go right back to my pew. And what do? We leave our blessing right there. We leave our answers right there. I'm not saying that this is the only place you can get your answer, because I get many answers laying in my floor of my closet. I get many answers sitting at my kitchen table in the morning before I go to work. I get many answers. But I'm telling you, this is a sacred place. And we come in with so much trouble and so much trials on our shoulders, and we say, oh God, I got to go to church tonight. I hope you bless me. I hope you take care of me, Lord. You know what I need. But how many of us are willing to fight for it? How many of us are willing to say, oh no, you're not going to stop. I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to get exactly what I need. Are you willing to fight for what you need? Are you willing to say, God, I don't care what it takes? Okay, I don't see somebody sitting over that corner. They don't have their hands raised, so I'm just going to kind of sit here with my hands down. No. I'm going to stand with my hands raised. If I don't see anybody else in this church standing with their hand raised, you know what? I'm going to do it. Amen. And you know what? A lot of times, and don't get put no glory on Sister Amanda, but a lot of times I look out of the corner of my eye and I can see Sister Amanda standing back there. She's the only one that I see. No glory to her. Because there's a couple of times I've seen others do the same way. But you know what? It's going to take a devotion. It's going to take a desire inside of here. Not watching everybody that's around you. What do you want? What do you want? What if Jacob would have told that angel, What is the definition of Israel? The definition of Israel is a man that has been with God. A man that has prevailed with God. What does prevail mean? That means I fought, and I fought, and I fought, and I won. We have battles every day. Every day we go through trials. What if we give up? What if we just throw our hands down and say, you know what, I quit. I quit. We won't get our blessing. And isn't that what it's all about? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And I tell you what, I don't know about y'all, but I am determined. I'm going to hold on. And I'm going to get my blessing. I'm going to get my revelation, because you know what? I have to have what God has for me. I cannot make it in this world. And neither can you unless we have that blessing from Him. If God's not in the center of my life, if He's not in the center of your life, what have we got? What if Jacob would have stopped? What if you stop? What if you say, I don't have to go to church tonight. It's okay. It's just Wednesday night. There's only a handful of people that come to church anyway. What if? What if you don't come to church on Sunday night? What if you don't pray? What if you don't read His Word? What if you don't bury your face into this and say, God, teach me? What if? I can promise you this much. You draw nigh unto Him, He will draw nigh unto you. I promise you that. We're going to go to Exodus 17. It says, and it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. Sister Mama. When I was studying this out, I got to thinking about it. You know, we're not in this together. It's not a battle where I'm in this all by myself. I don't have to come up to these altars. And I don't have to say, God, I'm all alone. I don't have anybody else to carry my load. I've got a sister here. I've got a family out here that loves me. And if I'm struggling, and I'm standing there and I say, okay, God, I got my hands raised. I'm good, God. I'm holding this line. I'm right where I need to be, but God, it's so hard. And I'm so tired. Oh, God, I'm just weak. Grandma, please. Let's be gone. And then what do? I feel the Shekinah glory come through my sisters as they hold up my arms. And they say, no, we're in this together, my sister. We're not going to let you go down. We're going to fight, and we're going to help you hold that line no matter what happens. Because you know what? We're two or three together. There He is in the midst. And you know what? I get tired, and I'm like, God, I'm so tired. I'm so weak, and I go down, and what do? They say, oh, no. We're not going to let the devil win. We're going to hold you up. We're going to hold you up. And here they are holding me up. And what can I do? I can make it. Because you know what? When Moses' arms were raised up, what were they doing? They were everyone winning that battle, correct? Not just Moses. It wasn't just Moses winning that battle. Who was winning that battle? Every single one in his army. Amalek was not winning. But as soon as Moses started letting down his arms, what happened? They started losing. They were not together anymore. And he said, oh no, look, I got the victory. I'm right here and I'm not going to go. And what do you think those people in that army thought about Moses? They looked at him and they said, oh, the battle's hard, Moses. It's hard. You don't understand how hard we're fighting. You don't understand what it's like. But they look up on that hill and they see Moses with his arms raised, and they see Aaron and Hur standing right beside him, and they said, oh, if we can stand up there, I can fight on. And that's what we have to do. We have God did. Finally, Pharaoh said, get them out of here. Take every one of them and go. So they're out there in the middle of that wilderness. And they're frightened for their very life. But what do they start doing? Jesus gives them the manna. Jesus gives them everything they need to make it through. What do? They cry. They complain. What does it matter? I'm just going to complain. You know what? God, I don't want you to give me the manna. I want you to deliver it to my tent and place it in front of me and make it perfect. Don't make it too raw. Don't make it through this. Don't make it too hard. I want it perfect. No, that's not the way God works.
Amen.
They suffered in that wilderness. I'm sure they did. But you know what? All they could think about was, let us go back to Egypt. Let us go back there where you know what? Let's just go back there. It's not as hard as it is right here. But there stood Moses. Even though those people grumbled and griped and complained, there he stood with his hands up. I'll stand for my people. I'll stand for them. What if Moses would have said, forget it? I don't want to do it. I'm done. Throw down that rod and he could have walked away. Just like you and I can. We could throw it down, walk out of this church, and never walk back in again. What if? I dare say I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. I can tell you that. Amen. Moses fought for his people. The story is they won that battle. You know why? Because they was a team. Moses, Aaron, and Hur, I believe, from the divine ordinance of God, stood up there on that hill with their arms raised. And Aaron and Hur holding up his arms. You ever try to hold up somebody's arms when they're tired? It gets hard. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to hold each other up. Next, we're going to go to Matthew. Matthew 25. And 5 of them were wise. We're talking about the virgins. And 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you nor the hour the Son of the Man cometh. What if they all had full vessels? What if every one of them would have had their vessels full, and that cry came out, the bridegroom's coming, every one of them would have went in. Every one of them. Had they all been watching, had they all been waiting, had they all been saying, God's coming, He's coming, I know He's coming, He's coming, He's coming. I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I know He's coming. I'm keeping this vessel clean. I'm keeping this vessel full of oil. And that bridegroom would have came, there would have been no question. Everyone would have went. What if your oil is full? Where's your oil at? When you think about your own vessel, when you think about if God's looking down on you thinking, I need that oil, will you have enough to make it through a day? Will you have enough to make it through the week? I'd say not. It takes a day by day, by day, by day. We have to get into this word every day. We have to fill up every single day. I've been so busy. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been so busy. Not here recently, but in the past, I've been so busy. I get up so early and I go to work. I have to be there at 4:15 in the morning. I do my job. I come home. We have the kids. We have schoolwork to do. Well, then you know I go to bed between 6:30 and 7 o'clock at night every day. So guess what happens? By the time that time comes, I'm just like dragging, falling into the bed because I'm tired. And I slide away from getting in the Word. I've not prayed. I've listened to my music. I listen to preaching. But I haven't got on there on a personal level. You know, just me and Him. That's where you get it at. It's not just listening to preaching or just listening to music. You got to have that one-on-one with Him. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to get it. You've got to have this vessel full. Right. I would do that, and I'd come to church, and I'd stand up here and I'd try to sing, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't feel you. I don't understand. I don't feel you the way that I should. You got to be like, hey, dummy, where you been? I ain't seen you all week, and you want to show up here on Sunday morning and sing and think I'm just going to show up? No, it takes more than that. We got to get into His Word. We got to seek Him every day. Not just every Sunday, not just every Wednesday. I'm talking, we got to get in His Word. If we go, I guarantee you, when that bridegroom blows, when that trumpet sounds, we're going to be left. That's right. We're going to be left. What if we're left behind? I keep thinking about that line, and Sister Amy asked me to do something about hold that line, and I keep thinking about that line. And I told Sister Amy, I said, I keep going back and forth. Hold that line, what if? Hold that line, what if? And you know, I just seen the comparison. I keep asking Steve, what am I going to say? I don't understand. I know they like to have a title. I know all of that. I try to base it all off that. I keep asking Steve. I even asked Sister Amy, if you got a better idea, please tell me. But God just showed me. What if we don't hold that line? What if Sunday after Sunday after Sunday you come here and you get up and you walk out, but you don't hold that line? Because I tell you what, no matter what, this is the line. And this old girl wants to stay right here. Amen. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to look over that way. I don't want to look that way. I want to be right here. This is what I want. When I was studying all of this, standing in the bathroom and saying, God, I just want you in me. I want right here. I don't want to go over there because you know what happens if you're not careful when you come in and you get saved. You feel the best. How many remembers the night you got saved and the day you got saved? Man, it was amazing. You stand right there next to that line if you're not careful. Little by little, you're going to start walking. And if you're not careful, you're going to be headed this way. Farther and farther away from that line. God's still up there. But you know what? I want to be so close that I can feel the warmth of His breath whenever He whispers to me. I want to be so close that when the trials get so hard, whenever everything is pounding down on top of me, that I can literally just lay my head on His chest and I can feel those arms around me. That's what I want. I want to be able to crawl up into His hands and say, oh, Father, I need you. But you know what? If I'm out here and He whispers my name, am I going to hear it? If He whispers, will I hear His name? Maybe not. If I'm way out here and I need Him, I say, oh, Jesus, I know you're there, and I know I need you. God, I got all these other things in between me and you right now. you need it that fast. Sometimes you have to call on his name in a split second. You have to call on his name. I don't want to be out here and have to call his name and him say, well, you know what, Mary? What about? What about? What about that? Oh, I can't think of anything. What about that dirty book you looked at? What about that evil thought that you had? Or what about that slide of the tongue that you had when you spoke very angrily at somebody? Oh, God, forgive me, I'm sorry. But God, I need you now. I want my whole field now. I don't want to have to go out and buy the oil. I want it now. I want to stay so close to him that at any moment, he's right there, and I can feel him next to me. That's exactly what I want. In 2 Chronicles, and this one kind of threw me for a loop whenever I was studying it out. In 2 Chronicles 7:14, it says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. When I was studying that, the thought crossed my mind. It says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. There's just something about that just doesn't ring true to my mind. My people, wicked ways, in the same verse. I don't understand that. I don't understand. God, how can it be your people, but wicked ways? God, I don't understand. If I'm his child, I should want to be just like him. Isn't that the meaning of a Christian? To be Christ-like.
Amen.
I should want to be just like him. Now, God, how can your people be wicked? How? But you know, it only takes a split second, and you'll spout off at somebody. It'll only take a split second. Your husband will say something to you, and you'll say, really? And you're like, whoa, baby, what's up? You know, it just goes that quick. Somebody at work will say something to you, and you snap at them. That's not Christ-like. Somebody, you'll see somebody doing something. You'll see, I don't know, something crazy, and you make a smart aleck remark about it. You're rude. You're hateful. Or somebody will come by and they'll have, this happens at work all the time, they'll have these things on Facebook or whatever they're watching, and they'll, oh, this is so funny, you got to see this. And they're all standing around looking at it, just laughing, and I can just hear just a smidgen of it. Not that I'm perfect, please don't ever think that. Not that I'm perfect, but I turn and walk away. Because you know what? If you're not careful, that little funny ha-ha that everybody's looking at on Facebook, okay, yeah, they may think it's funny, and if you allow yourself, you're going to sit there and you're going to watch it. And you may even laugh too. But then what happens? You ever notice that when you watch one, you can just scroll up and you can just keep watching more and more and more and more and more.
Yep.
And they just seem to get worse and worse and worse. Isn't that just the way the devil is? Mm-hmm. It starts with just the little bitty things. It's just a little discolored, just a little bit. No, just more and more, and it gets worse and worse. That's the wicked.
That's right.
Man.
That's the wicked. And then you know what? What happens is, instead of holding that line, now we're out there. Now we're so busy wanting to be like our friends, or wanting to, well, I don't want them to think I'm so holy that I won't laugh and all that, so I'm going to laugh. No, God's saying, no, that's not what I want you to do. If my people, which are called by my name, he called you. He called each and every one of you. And Brother Paul, I don't know where you were. I don't know what you used to do, thought you were saved. That's the wicked.
Right.
Amen.
I tell you what, I bear the name of Christ, and I try every day. And honey, I'm sorry because I'm not always the best wife in the whole entire world. I promise you that. And each and every one of you, if I've done anything to offend any of you, I apologize. Because I don't want anything to come between me and my Father. I don't want anything to keep me from being right up next to that line. Because you know what? When He calls my name, I'm going to say, yes, Lord, I hear you. I don't want Him to ever have to say, I don't know you. I don't want Him to ever have to come that day on judgment and He'll look at me and say, well, who are you? I'm your child. Remember me? I went to church all the time. Remember me? I'm the one that said I wasn't called to preach. I'm the one that said I can sing. I'm the one that did Sunday school. God, remember me? Remember me? And He's going to say, I don't know who you are because you're wicked. And I try every day, and I pray that each and one of you try every day. And studying this out, I thought, why? Why this? Because you know what? Out of all the people, every one of you are faithful. You come all the time. Y'all know about this line. Y'all know about getting your blessings up here. Y'all know about Jacob holding on to that angel and getting his blessing. Y'all know about everything that I've told you. There ain't nothing that I haven't said that y'all didn't know. Haven't told you nothing new. And I say, God, why these people? These people are faithful. I see these people in the altars. I see these people doing everything they can to stay close to you. I see these people coming up here and doing everything they can, Father, to stay right up next to that line. God, why this? I even asked God, is there something else that you want me to say? It's something else. There's got to be something else. You know, I mean, surely there's a God's going to bless you, God's this or God's that. I couldn't get away from it. And every time I would sit down and I'd go to read it, I was at home tonight before I was trying to get ready to come. And I was in the bathroom and I was studying it, I was reading it. And tears were just flowing. I want us everyone to be ready to go. And I said, God, why do you want me to talk about this to these faithful people? And I really believe in my heart, God told me, because you are the fire of this church. If each one of you let it down, if each one of you walk out, what are those that don't come on a regular basis going to do? What are they going to do? If they don't see Sister Gilda sitting at that piano, if they don't see Sister Pat up here leading the singing, or Sister Rhonda up here singing, or see Sister Amanda back there with all of those kids, if they don't see it, what are they going to do? If they don't see Sister Mosley walking in with her walker, if they don't see Sister Amy or Brother Paul, if they don't see you here, what are they going to do? You are the fire. And you've got to keep that fire burning. Whether you see anybody else doing it or whether you don't, you've got to keep that fire burning. You've got to. We can't quit now. Another thing that I feel like God showed me was, and I know He's not, but I feel like maybe Jesus is sitting up here. And all the way around Him, there's peace. He's got joy. He's got encouragement. He's got healing. And when we come up, and we only stay for a few minutes, and we don't hold on, and we don't do everything we can to keep that fire going, and we don't do everything we can to get that blessing that we need, and we don't get everything, and we don't fight. And we turn around and walk back to our pew and sit down, and Jesus is sitting there going, God, I've never been here. I've got your healing. I've got your encouragement. I've got everything you need. You just didn't tarry long enough. You just didn't tarry. What if the 120 would have given up and not tarried? God only knows what would have happened. The Holy Ghost would have fell on them. You know, it just goes down the line. What if the woman with the issue of the blood would have tarried through? What if the walls of Jericho, what if they would have done their 5 or 6 days of, I don't want to do this have been able to do it the way he done it. Probably not. He would have done it his way. He would have done what he needed to do. But I dare say no. Can we all stand, please? I pray that something that I have said has rung true to your mind. And I pray that something will cause you to want to dig in and get what God has for you, because you know what? It has to start with you. The fire of the Middleburg Church of God, it starts with each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. If I don't come up here and pray, it doesn't mean anything to you. If I don't see you come up here and pray, but you know what? We got to fight together. We got to fight together. Shame on me if I see one of my sisters up here struggling and I know they're in a battle and I don't come up and I pray with them. Shame on me. I say I have him in here. I say that he's in here. Shame on me. Shame on you. If you see somebody struggling and you don't come up and you don't have to say much. You really don't have to say anything. Just lay your hand on it and say, God, God bless. God, you know what they're going through. And I pray that your what-ifs will turn you to him. Because what if you don't? What if you don't? And I'll say it until the day they close the coffin in my face. I want us everyone to go to heaven together. I don't want one of us to be left down there. I want us all to go. And if we hold that line, if we come up and we say, oh Father, you see my life, and you see I'm struggling, and you see I'm trying. But God, I need your help. Find me. I'll pray with you. And I'm sure there's plenty other people in this church that will come up and they'll pray with you. Because we're in this battle together. We're a big family. Y'all said it in the very beginning. We're all family here, and we are. And I love each and every one of you. I do. I love every one of you people. I think y'all are so precious. I just pray that we hold that line. And when Brother Jamie gets up here and he preaches his heart out, get behind him and back him. Because he's a man of God. Amen. Him. Pray for him and his family daily. Pray for your brothers and sisters. Because you know what? What if we don't? What if we don't? I don't want to see you. I don't want to see y'all go away. I want you here. I love you. And I love you. And I love you. I love every one of you. I want to see you here. This church house serving you. I want to see us with our hands raised in victory. Because isn't that what it is? I want to make it into heaven one day. If we'll all come and grab a hold of this altar